wondered how an aircraft flies after seeing it fly in the sky? Well, today we are here to answer your question. My name is G. Joshika and I am here with my partner
Sukumar, and we are here to present our project on the topic, the control systems of an aircraft. So today we'll be explaining the basic features, motions and the parts of an aircraft.
So before we talk about the control system of an aircraft, let us tell you about aircrafts in general. An aircraft is a fixed-wing air transport propelled by a thrust. The broad spectrum of uses of an aircraft include recreation, transportation of goods and people, military and research. The worldwide commercial aviation includes 4 billion people in airliners and more than 200 billion tons of cargo annually. Aircraft need wings to fly. Without wings, an aircraft cannot fly. Wings are usually curved at the top and flat at the bottom. When the aircraft starts to move, air at the top of the wing, it starts to speed up. Because of this, the pressure of air at the top decreases. The difference between the pressure of air at the top and at the bottom makes the aircraft move upwards and makes it fly. So now that we've told you about aircrafts in general, let us tell you about the parts of an aircraft.
So first is the fuselage or the body. This part is where all the cargo and passengers are boarded. The fuselage holds the plane together. This part is known as the jet engine. The jet engine generates thrust for the aircraft. A thrust is a forward motion.
This part of the aircraft is known as the cockpit. The cockpit is also known as the command system of the aircraft. It sends commands to each part of the aircraft. The pilots are also seated here. The slats are located at the edge of the wing. They are usually used during initial takeoff as they increase the lift of the aircraft.
Spoilers are small hinge plates on the top of the wing. They create a rolling motion if they are deployed on only one wing. Flaps are high lift device used to reduce the starting speed. They reduce the takeoff and the landing distance.
Ailerons are located at the edge of the wing. They are in charge for changing the motion called the roll motion. The roll motion is an up and down movement of the wings. Elevators are located at the edge of the horizontal stabilizer. They are in charge for changing the pitch motion. The pitch motion is an up and down movement of the nose of the aircraft.
The horizontal stabilizers. The horizontal stabilizers are responsible for controlling the pitching or the up and down motion of the aircraft nose. The rudder. The rudder changes the yaw motion. The yaw motion is also known as the side-to-side motion.
Vertical stabilizers are in charge for controlling the yaw motion. The yaw motion is mostly used to change the direction of the aircraft. Wings are a crucial part of the aircraft. Without the wings, an aircraft cannot fly. Wings are usually curved at the top and flat at the bottom, and they generate about 80% of the lift for the aircraft. So now that we've talked about the parts of an aircraft, let us tell you how an aircraft flies.
Respected sir and ma'am, do you have any idea on how an aircraft flies? Well, let us explain it to you all in detail. Aircrafts use Newton's third law to fly. Isaac Newton proposed that for every action, there is an equal but an opposite reaction. When the engine forces out air on one direction, the aircraft moves in the same force in the opposite direction. Same way, every engine forces out air on one direction, but the aircraft moves in the opposite direction. This reaction force is known as thrust. Thrust is simply the action opposite to drag.
So let us take that we are flying from Chennai to Delhi. So first, the propeller of the aircraft is turned on, and the propeller exerts an air pressure. The landing gear, which are the wheels, move the plane, and then the elevators use the air pressure exerted by the propeller to make the plane pitch upwards. And then, with the help of the wings and other parts of the aircraft, the plane starts to fly. We cruise all the way to Delhi, and the elevator uses the air pressure exerted by the propeller to make the plane pitch downwards, and then we land. And that is how an aircraft flies.
Now let's talk about the motions of an aircraft.
The first motion is the pitching motion. The pitching motion is an up and down movement of the nose. Here is how it looks. This is the upward pitch. As we can see here, when the plane pitches upwards, the elevator in the back of the horizontal stabilizer also moves upwards. And when the plane pitches downwards, the elevator also moves downwards.
The next motion is known as the yaw motion. The yaw motion is essentially used to turn the plane into a different direction. The yaw motion is also known as the side-to-side motion. Here is how the yaw motion looks. As we can see, when the aircraft turns towards its right, the rudder turns towards its right as well. When the aircraft turns towards its left, the rudder turns towards its left.
The final motion is the roll motion. The roll motion is an up and down movement of the wings and is usually used in fighter jets. Here is how it looks. When the aircraft rolls towards its right side, the right wing moves down and the aileron lifts upwards, whereas the left wing moves upwards and the aileron moves downwards. When the aircraft rolls towards the left side, the left wing moves downwards and the aileron here moves upwards, and the right wing moves upwards and the aileron here moves downwards. And some other minor motions are the thrust and drag motion. The thrust is a forward motion propelled by the jet engine, and the drag is a backwards motion propelled by the flaps and the aircraft itself.
We hope that we have cleared your curiosity on how aircrafts fly. Thank you everyone and have a great day ahead.